Thank you. I think I actually know everyone in this room, so I don't need to say my name is Michael Stone Richards. It's absolutely wonderful that you could all be here for tonight. Going to just say a few things first, an acknowledgement. Absolutely delighted that this series, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, will be kicked off, initiated with really one of our most compelling artists, Sterling Tolles. Let me say just a quick word. We've conceived this, the program in critical studies, we've conceived this series that I'm going to talk about in a moment as more like seminars. We had to be in here today because we need this screen, and looking forward to that. But we've conceived trying to curate a new kind of conversation and more in-depth conversation. But first, I would like to begin by acknowledging that this new series of presentations and seminars in the program in critical studies has been made possible by the generosity and continuing support, and I would like to emphasize friendship, of Molly and Mike Beauregard. Sometimes those who give to support programs such as ours at Cranbrook Academy of Art do not wish to be acknowledged publicly, but such generosity and the spirit of liberality. I use this very old-fashioned word that I've long used, and I noticed recently that no less an authority than Ezra Klein on his podcast just last week started arguing that we need to recover the spirit and virtue of liberality, or as used to be said, that what is, and this is the meaning of liberality, what is freely given should look like the recipient of the gift. Such generosity and the spirit of liberality is what sustains institutions like Cranbrook and the experimentation of our practices. And so I'm happy to share a heartfelt thank you to Molly and Mike Beauregard for their generous support of this series and the presentations beginning with Sterling Tolles. Going forward, we hope to explore small-scale conversations and seminars, so we won't be meeting in here again. Small-scale conversations and seminars, both on the Cranbrook campus as well as off campus in locations in Detroit. My new friend in the making, Wes Taylor, I'm hoping we can do something at Talking Dolls, just saying. It gives me a special pleasure to introduce tonight's guest and speaker and great Detroiter, Sterling Tolles. How to introduce Sterling Tolles? A visual, sonic artist, an educator, a filmmaker, a 2016 Kresge Fellow, deep roots in Detroit's early 90s hip-hop scene. He refers to himself as having received his education in Cass Corridor before it became Midtown, but he has a BFA in illustration from College for Creative Studies, which of course we know very well. He has worked, and this is very important, I think, in his development. He has worked with Detroit youth through Detroit Summer, the great alternative educational and cultural program begun and shepherded by the late Grace Lee Boggs. And he's also worked with young people at the Rosa Parks youth program. Sterling's many musical compositions and collaborations include music for Dream Hampton's Freshwater from 1922, which is a meditation on climate change. Sidney James is with us in the audience tonight. It's great to have you here at Cranbrook. Music for Sidney James, How We See Us, which was part of PBS's American Masters series in 1922, and many, many others. Sterling has also had a solo show at MOCAD called Shelves, but spelt in such a way that it is selves as well as shelves. And that exhibition was a multimedia exhibition of painting, sculpture, sound, and installation art. Would also like to say that Sterling is part, and I think this too is important, that Sterling is part of a movement of artists after coming out of social practice, following on social practice. Many in this room will know Keswa, who was a recent graduate of Cranbrook. I would put them in this category as well, whose main preoccupation through art is health. Health. Molly and I, our friendship goes back now at least 17 years. And part of that friendship has been based upon her deep commitment to transcendental meditation as not an accessory, but as a deep part of health and something ideally that should be available in the college experience. Hence, for many years at the College for Creative Studies, Molly taught a class called Consciousness, in which she talked about the creative dimension, the creativity in consciousness through teaching people meditation. So it's not an accident, as it were, that we're beginning with Sterling, but I also think it's really important that there is a generation of artists, both in Detroit and outside Detroit, whose concern with art is overwhelmingly with questions of health, personal health, social health, but also questions of love. But if I may speak, there are two other things that I'd like to say for myself. Michael Stone Richards really became interested in Sterling Tolles because of his double album composition, Resurgit Cineribus, It Will Rise from the Ashes, which everyone from Detroit knows is from the motto formulated by Father Gabriel Richard after the Great Fire of 1805, Speramus meliora resurgit cineribus, that is to say, we hope for better things, it will rise from the ashes. And this album, which to this day, like many of you in June 21, homes on the east side were flooded, and I was frantic when part of my library, a significant part of my library, was irreparably damaged in that flood, and that was where I had certain vinyls, including Sterling's, and I was frantic that I might have lost it permanently, but after some hunting around, I was able to find another copy. It's an extraordinary composition that begins with sound of sleeping, breathing, snoring. Found footage, there's a lot of found footage in it. 1960s newscaster voices in the days when newscasters used to talk about Negroes, and talking about Detroit as a kind of model city, before slipping into recordings of Sterling's father. It's an incredibly moving work. And the conversation with Sterling's father folded within the electronic music composition. It's a very moving recording of this conversation of those men of a certain generation, those old men, I would like to say respectfully, of a certain generation who do not always know how to speak about or to share their inner lives and feelings. And all of this folded into, as I've said, a really innovative composition that breaks the borders in my mind. It's experimental music at its best. Second, at this time last year, approximately, my wife, Addie Langford, and I curated a conversation with Yuval Sharon, director of Detroit Opera, in an ongoing but occasional series that we have called Conversation in the Park, which, again, Molly Beauregard generously hosted in her home nearby in Bloomfield Hills. It was a meeting of many great friends and artists from all over Metro Detroit. But I want to share this with you. I was present, and the conversation that was curated was with Yuval Sharon, great experimental director. I was present when Yuval Sharon said to Sterling, "Your composition, Resurgit Cineribus, from 2017, helped me decide to come to Detroit to become the director of Detroit Opera." You could have picked my jaw up off the floor. Please join me in welcoming multimedia artist Sterling Tolles.
Wow. What up, though? That was a hell of a introduction, Michael. Thank you so much. Michael, you've become like just a great friend, man. And I appreciate you thinking of me and considering me and giving me an opportunity to share publicly things that I haven't had an opportunity to share yet. So he hit the nail on the head. Everything that I do is essentially about healing, personally and collectively. And always, Taylor Aldridge, curator, always reminds me, I told her once that I'm not a careerist, and my focus has always been about community. And everything that I've done in terms of my practice is about resetting my innocence. And for me, what that means is, sometimes you can become a master of your discipline and learn how to do things on a level in which you can almost check out and it becomes mechanical or just habitual. And for me, I love to explore things that I haven't done because in that moment, the only thing you can rely on is intuition. And so to me, intuition is the voice of our highest self working through us. And so I always find myself doing things that I haven't done. So around 2020, right at the height of the pandemic, I was kind of online and saw some kind of attachment for the phone that you can film with. And I'm like, huh. And I've been waiting to do visuals for a lot of my music friends and always have been thinking visually my whole life. And funny thing, Resurgit is Resurgit because at the time in which I did it, I didn't have the means to do anything visually. So basically I created a film in sound. And being a visual artist, I created pictures that felt like scenes in movies to me, wanting to do film. And so one thing that I've learned through this love and passion that I have for hip hop since a kid is that I grew up in the age in which it existed as counterculture. And to take these young people who, in a lot of ways, were omitted from club life in New York City, that decided to take what they could, which was albums that embodied other music, and create new music from that music. And I remember once Grandmaster Caz said that hip hop invented nothing, but it reinvented everything. So with that same sentiment, I feel like I take this into now creating visual things in which, for me, it's not about virtuosity of the craft as much as it is about the urgency of the statement, which I learned through that movement. So to move along, I'm gonna get into some things. So this first piece is actually the second video that I ever created. And it's a video for my good friend Wes over here, Athletic Mike League. And you can give it up for them if you want to. Yeah. So So I did this visual for them. Honestly, it was a beautiful experience because we've been working for like 20 years. But it also features an installation by Cranbrook graduate Aaron Jones, who basically created this three-dimensional piece that was comprised of a bunch of small images taken inside of this church on Woodward. So this is the first piece entitled First Antenna.
I don't run with people who count on me to put up 50 points. I run with people who put up 50 of their own. I put up 50, they put up, and we murder you. When it's they turn to do what they do it with no flaw. And then I get up when I'm supposed to get up and murder you. We ain't reactive. You don't stand a chance. We got that dog.
The only black man on my Delta flight. Kobe just died and I felt some type of way about it. Even though I never cheered for him, he was a superhero for most of us mere mortals. Shed tears for him. Now we celebrate. Let's cheers Norman, Nostrovia, pronouncing in broken Polish, yeah. We celebrate life cause it's your only one. Solitary, lonely from the Father, Spirit, Holy Son. I ain't got no kids, but I helped raise 1,000. That's what makes me proudest. And they gave me flowers while I'm still breathing. James Cleveland, sun rays beaming on my bouquet, even when it's sky gray season. Mike League, an undeniable force to witness. Threw off the algorithm on the algo invention, causing a short circuit system shortage. We in the building, they just kitty corner to the brick and mortar.
Yeah, you know it. They know we the ones, but they don't wanna show it. So we gotta own it, like the world's mine. And to my opponents, see you at the finish line, like yeah, you know it. They know we the ones, but they don't wanna show it. So we gotta own it, like the world's mine. And to my opponents, see you at the finish line, like
so much on my mind, but I stay focused. So many things to decide, but what I know is I'm blessed with a shine. I was born with a glow, and I'm destined to rise no matter which way I go. And I'm on my way, and they know it. Success is mine as long as I don't hesitate to own it. My mama always said I gotta claim it if I want it, so I wrap my fingers around every life-changing moment. Put your life in my hands and your world on my shoulders, cause I'm the one you know that won't fumble when I'm chosen. Used to doing more than most men, I don't sit. And if you know me, then you know this is how hard I go in. Deserve it cause we worked it. Automatic when we zoning, I earned it. And ain't trying to see curtains on me. Too much invested, so too much expected for me to fold in. Working like a postman for these life-changing moments.
Yeah, you know it. They know we the ones, but they don't wanna show it. So we gotta own it, like the world's mine. And to my opponents, see you at the finish line, like yeah, you know it. They know we the ones, but they don't wanna show it. So we gotta own it, like the world's mine. And to my opponents, see you at the finish line, like
riots in the computer chip, we under watch. Camera on the rooftop, views, riots in the news again. It's niggas who run the block versus the bumper clock. That's how they choose in the music biz. Accuse the kids of looting building where they used to live. Never suspect the cover up, but that's what it usually is. Altruistic, outer limits. Get it how you live. For the cops, I got a couple bucks I refuse to give. This moment here, what I've been training for. I was 6 reading Sertima in 84. Real nigga for you, a subscription you've been paying for. Earn stripes, that's debatable. Betting on a racehorse, betting we gon' slip up. Baiting on a race war, waiting behind the bushes. Hope we break the bank for 'em. A-Squad, stay loyal. Why now it hit different, abnormal.
One-dimensional players, no disrespect. One-dimensional players aren't in the league. One-dimensional players ain't in the league.
What you live by, you die by in conversations. So don't be surprised if I die from heart complications. Been a long walk since cutting and pasting. Generated tones to on MP bases. Watching pops rock them cream Asics. No wait, they was Elysees. Unaware of what these memories would teach me. I was 14 when I asked the Lord to keep me. God replied, set music by my side and my enemies beneath me. Word. Looking at him like I'm sitting in the cheap seats. Muhammad Ali versus Cleveland Neil Lifers. It don't matter, hype is limited in these streets. A landslide on this side, just try. Swing batter, nothing but a fish fry for this guy. Dream shattered. You see all them styles out there? Many were stolen, bro. I hold the only one that's carried golden, though. Can you please hand me that scepter and my golden robe? Alexa, play Soda Stroh. That's how you know we made it. Even all my homies' chops can't be faded. I can't explain it. I know, it's complicated. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's complicated. I know, it's complicated. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's complicated.
I was raised to never show emotion, so don't be surprised if I die as cold as Nova Scotia. Wipe your eyes, cause I was a soldier. Self-diagnosed as a genius in the eyes of the beholder. Finding odd that I'm not revered as such. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't look in the mirror much. It appears to us, ain't no peers to us. That's apparent though. Why you staring, ho? Closet full of Jordans, then my firstborn came. Never wore them since. There is more to this. As soon as I know, I tell you, this is not for show. This is Acapulco hot. KT chops make them stop taking shots.
We made it. Chops still can't be faded. I try my best to demonstrate it, but the way that God moves, I can't explain it. I know. It's complicated.
Mike Lee Keys, baby.
We blend in thanks to cosmetics and prosthetics. Do cultural studies disguised as seniors at Bob Evans. You can't distinguish except for the platters we order. Our plates always full of Borealis Aurora. Yellow cake isotopes, our appetites enormous. The onyx obelisk, satellite in orbit. I heard the human phrase, the way to the aorta is the pancreas. The gift Sun Ra gave to us. Star particles, angel dust. Channel Carl Sagan. Spaceship designed by Octavia. Anyway, back to the heart passage. Mars vanished. Donald Byrd wind parades. Car crashes. The clock bends over the tree branch. My mind goes deep back. My eyes go blank. I detach and descend into the deep black. Deep black. I beep. Alpha Centauri receives and proceeds to repeat and send a beep back.
Cosmos.
It's a story about us. How we achieved our present understanding of cosmos, how the cosmos has shaped our evolution, our culture, and what our fate may be.
Yo, it said the air smell a lot like my plot for finest. Solar square like I'm in a wine. Build it like them niggas with an apron of time. Wayne more sweeps poor, do whatever to make your pockets flourish. Niggas soaring, Lil Brody up and scoring. I was trying to be yours, I was trying to make a sale. Shake the hook and duck them sales. If you love me, wish me well. Like, and if you got it, gonna get it on the scales. If you bought it, ain't no reason to tell. That's what they failed, son. And yo, my mama gave the crown, but I was sliming it with slime, all just to get by. Where the quality, self-determination can't be out them spaces, shit. Okay, boom, it's on the floor, we on the move. What else to do but get into it to the norm, son? Her words say that we love us, but her actions saying others. Little dog, you so extra, don't wanna tuck it. Ain't no playing both sides. If you win it, you gotta thug it. Hate it or love it, the underdog's on top, son. And I'm a ground homie till my heart stops. Yo, it said the air smell a lot like the plot for finest. So much clear like I'm in a wine. Yo, it said the air smell a lot like the plot for finest. On my square like I'm in a wine. Build it like them niggas with an apron of time. Wayne Morris, who's poor, do whatever to make your pockets flourish. Niggas horn, Lil Brody up and score. Niggas. all or nothing. Hold my faith until it's something destined for something more than bumming. Can't call our God function. All the makes and stresses had me checking for how I needed loving, but so I couldn't find the time. We were slime, still it's wounds in my spine. Where's E on the signs? Hey, Sadie got me on the mind. We was living like we had never died, but I was chasing an end and our destination. A better no explanation, my nigga. I just couldn't get it together. I done broke down 1,000 times, but stood tall where it counts. Not a lie, niggas fried on my soul. Them boys eye, key ain't heen. How you sound? All that ooh juke and I done fell on solid ground. Leave my finest in the mouth, hold close. My silence is solitude. Talk the jazz with niggas who got no swing, trying to prove they in the band. Play the cards behind scale and take the coin behind lands. Yo, I found a little too much joy being a dirty McNichols nigga in the church. It's like let's take it where they want. Niggas grown, give me 93 million miles of fuck on. And buy some product who really living honest. Niggas don't get it how they spit it, they ain't sliding like they rhyming up. And now they gave my fucking all just for some solace, hey. And with that drummer, with the honor, I was with it. Yo, yeah, and so let's take it where they want. Niggas grown, give me 93 million miles of fuck on. And buy some product, say who really living honest, niggas.
But you wanna slip through your fingers in slow motion, blowing you kisses, only to crash into the sea amongst the blowfish. It gets real when it's deeper than it looks, and you out of reach from your hook. Hope is a crook, your boat's missed. The bridges to possibilities vacated your island to find God. Through being left to your own device. Somebody may got an ocean of love for you and try to give you as much as they can carry in their hands. All they got left to give you is the moisture on their fingers, cause their choices made the intentions to love you a sinking ship. And it ain't malicious. What's absent from our heart is absent in our vision. Junie Moon saw Burnus the night that he was murdered. Lifeless in a cutlass on Hull and Stay Fair without a kid. Truly ironic, Junie's song there. Said he had a smile on his face as if his death was his life preserved. Years later when Junie laid on 7 Mile, hopefully he was comforted by remembering the smile on Burn as he became his idol version. Time movement disrobes the matter when the matter is an idle person. We were taught to make our mind a driver, learning our spirit was meant to remain in the passenger seat. If our mind denies the map, the spirit drafts it there to grab a steering wheel, crashing your life to give free. I remember the silhouette of my dad walking under the overpass at 875. I'm walking down Winchester around niggas with vendettas, just trying to make it to Conan, only hoping I survive. Nearby in Conan Gardens where Villa was getting started, parallel universes, but fate was otherwise. Sometimes you feel like the boat done passed you up, but the second you embrace it is the moment you've arrived.
did you hear it from, though?
From people on Twitter. What about you?
People on Instagram?
Facebook.
Facebook, no, Instagram, no, Snapchat, no, Twitter, no,
Might be busy.
Instagram, no, Snapchat, no, Twitter,
Got the bottles they poppin', lighting up every sparkle. Bitches money myself, walking in with an armful. Got them chocolate and caramel. They don't spit it, they gargle. I'ma roll like a marble, making movies like Marvel. And my niggas stay copping birds, they proletarians. And my career loud, and your bud like librarians. And these niggas don't want beef, they vegetarians. And I'm from the west side, like the Nigerians. Greater than the ocean, great like the Atlantic. My wave is gigantic, hanging with the stars like planet Earth. Since my birth, indeed, lick the weed, flow together like Nick and Speed, the living breed, armed like a centipede. Last name Speed, first name Nicholas. First breath in Cali where I thought my first sentences. Always flexing on the wheels like bicyclists. And we got the juice from the dirt like citrus. Way back once he sang the scales in my ear. Tell Q I'm dropping music by the year. It was clear. Take my passion, make it my career. Have faith, did the work, became an engineer. I worked so hard, I built my brand. I closed my deals, I own my work. I'm on y'all hills. Pops at BET, starting with Navy SEALs. Told me that it's time to work, pay these bills. I start my indie plan, started making meals. I started out karaoke, CDs, tapes, and reels. Wouldn't stop until it gave me chills. Just to display these skills, some of my dogs trying to make appeals. And I'm from Dexter Boulevard like Dex Osama. Flex a comma, they flex the chopper. Robbery to catch your mama. Tragedy, the next trauma. Human nature from the chest, Madonna. It affects the drama. Detroit greatness exemplified. Neighborhood bandos, some get gentrified. Nobody gave me nothing. Made my money by earning it. Using by my photo, my legacy is permanent. Looking out at the city and it gave me powers. Had days, had nothing, praying in the showers. I'm constantly downtown, monopoly downtown. Economy properly, make a dynasty downtown. I'm gifted. St. Nick of night, nick of time. I find a thick chick. Get a sip of wine, quick flick in the media. This is Nick Speed, no, this is Nickpedia. On your multimedia, I'm poppin', finna go up, so roll up, pull up the big payback. Checking niggas who owe up. Mickey baby, only change is commas after zero. Properties off the Zillow. Work hard and my girl soft as a pillow. She on my armadillo. I'm pimpin' and I run it. That means I entered and I won it. And I got a girl she got like when the temp get at 100. It's Nick Speed for the quick read. That's what a pimp need. I'ma whip the work until my wrist bleed. With ease, bitch.
You know what? At some point, you got to learn how to mind the business that pays you. If you don't got none, get you some. Golly, I always do somebody business. We call you and you got all the tea. Get your life together. If you spend more time on you, you wouldn't have time to focus on other people. Get your life together.
up the voice just a little bit. Like, you get the back of me or something like that. This is wait, oh. This will look like the beginning of the video. Where is this nigga going?
So something really interesting happened at that point. So that artist is a guy named Nick Speed. Nick is a good friend of mine. And when he asked me to do the video, no, I'm sorry. He didn't ask me to do the video. I called him. It was foggy. It was like 1 a.m. I said, we need to shoot a video right now. He's like, I'm on my way. So he comes. We do it. And so, cool, I'm editing. And in the middle of me editing, his father passed. And so from that point, you know, we would talk, and, you know, as I'm getting it together and just I realized, like, this took on a whole new meaning for him. It became to honor his dad. And from this point, I don't know what happened, and this goes back to like the core of the work that I do, but somehow I've become like a doula for people experiencing transition, which at the beginning of this next video, that's actually Aunt Fiddler, which was in the center with the green on. And Aunt passed when I was working on this. So this next project, I was working with a friend of mine, Donald Rowland, and I was going to do a few visuals for him, and it made the utmost sense to me that his mother needed to be documented in this because she formed who he was, and she had just recently passed. And so I asked him, he was like, that's a great idea. And so that became a tribute to his mother. And as of now, I'm actually working on a documentary on a legendary rapper from Detroit named Miss Corona. And I started filming her because she started creating this really personal music that I felt was powerful and impactful, and her mother passed suddenly. And so I'm kind of like, what in the world is going on here, you know? But to me, I realized I've been prepared because this is the core of the work to actually just create things that create a space for not only for people to be heard, but also document people's lives in a way in which is doing honor to everybody that's connected to them and that loves them. So yeah, so this is Donald Rowland. I was gonna speak between, but I've never seen these things back to back, and so I became fixated on seeing what that could look like back to back. So yeah, so this is Donald Rowland, and this is called DLR2.
even from the moment it happened. You know, I told you. I think I told you. Like I remember the day before she passed. I remember I was like making a beat, making some music. I remember like I heard this voice in my ear. Like I heard my mom. She was downstairs. The couch used to be like right here, where the piano was. We used to have a TV right here. And she was watching like some comedy show or something. And I heard her laughing in the background. And I remember I was like in a state of rage, like anger, because this is when all of the police stuff was happening, 2016, 2015, like that time, you know, like people were just getting killed just unjustly. And it was just broadcasted so much. And I just remember just being so mad that like there was no justice. And I just remember my mom just laughing in the background at this TV show. And I remember that, you know, I heard his voice like in my ear. It was just like, you know, like remember this. You know what I mean? And like when I heard that, like in my heart, it was like I immediately knew what that message was saying. You know, but I immediately in my mind I was trying to deny it, like nah, you know what I'm saying? Like she was right there, you know what I mean? But it was like, you know, remember this moment, like remember her in this state of joy, you know, in this state of elation, you know what I mean, and gladness, and you know, cherish it. And man, like I said, you know, the next day, you know, she passed. You know, and I just remember at that time in my mind, I was just trying to come up with every other kind of mental picture of like her still being here. I just remember that time, like, you know, but it was from that moment, it was like when it happened, it was like in a peace, you know, because my spirit had already accepted it, you know. My mind just hadn't, you know, caught up to the idea that could even be plausible. Peace came before the grief.
ties. Family lies and my family ties. Quality, scammily time. Vanity, 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 vanity. He told me be David, so I had to be. He told me be David, so I had to be. Throw a rocks and never had my hand up. I'ma throw them rocks and never have my hand. No, and I said that's a motherfucking scam, my man. No, he's so pure heart, he's so pure heart. I hear God in the way he talk. And love is blind and forgivable. Leave it up to mine who will live it. Put it up to God and I'm up with it. And love is blind and forgivable. Leave it up to mine who will live it. Angel numbers and receipts. See you walking with me, they talking with me. Still shit people hand when I walk in the street. Look me in my eye when you talking to me. Penny you glad can see through the man. God blessing me with a seed everlasting. I see people glow when I walk. I see people glow when I walk in the street. Light attract the lights of my squadron is deep. Judge a man by the seat of his hand. I just hope to watch the feet of my master. Light attract the lights of my squadron is deep. Look me in my eye when you talking to me. Light attract the lights of my squadron is deep. You could judge a man by the seat of his hand. I just hope to watch the feet of my master. Light attract the lights of my squadron is deep. Walking in the dark and as hard as you think. Nigga walking in the dark and as hard as you think. Light attract the lights of my squadron is deep. I see people glow when I walk in the street. Like to stay true to what's instilled in me. Stay humble in the field with me. Uncle love me and he's still with me. Family lies in my family ties. Family lies in my family ties. Quality, scammily time. Vanity, vanity, vanity. He told me be David, so I had to be. I'ma throw them rocks and never have my hand. No, and I said that's a motherfucking scam, my man. No, he's so pure heart, he's so pure heart. I be hear God in the way he talk. I hear God in the way he talk. And love is blind and forgivable. Leave it up to mine who will live you. Put it on God and I'm up with you. Angel numbers and receipts.
That's my father named me. I got my mother so hard that in my father's faith kept me behind the gates. They so overprotective. Granddaddy called me collected. He kept business in his ass. One of his feelings attached. Guys put the dope in the trash. Might give it straight to the rats. Hell will roll through the rest. Left his spot in a flash. His favorite song from Adele. Spinning, 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 spinning. He back to selling again. Jake put a gun to his head. Grind with the blow with a rat. Think I be saying too much. Let me back to myself. Granny left quick in his field. I told that God in the field. I been my way out of maze. Which with the spell on this man. Had to ask God for a change. Yeah, yeah. Who got plans? Who got dreams? 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 Who got? Shout out real, shout out mine, shout out Vaughn, shout out more than my brothers. What you mean? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So I'll stop it. You ain't got to see the credits, but you can clap if you want to. So right around this time, something interesting started happening. So what you're seeing too, this is all in chronological order for the most part. So what you're seeing is my kind of growth and maturation and exploring and learning. And right around here, a friend of mine came to me and asked me to do a documentary for this event that he's doing. And the event is a collard green cook-off. And this cook-off, let me tell you, is very competitive. It's very spirited. It's very controversial. Like it's typically people mad as hell for about a week on Facebook, like airing out their grievances, There's too much cumin in that and all types of stuff like that, So he asked me to do the documentary, and this was the beginning of me kind of like getting into doing documentary work for nonprofits that I've been connected to in the city just through the activist organizing stuff that I've always been connected to. And it's fun for me too, because it's like, I've seen a million docs from orgs, and it's like, ooh, it's an opportunity to like make some funky documentaries, some very punk documentaries for organizations. And so usually it's like, I meet and I go, hey, can I do whatever I want to do? And they go, yeah. It's like, it's on. So in this case, this film, these are the last two. This one and the next one, which is Back Alley Bikes, another organization in Detroit that gets people mobile. Both doing great work in the city of Detroit. And so it's beautiful because I never anticipated actually now creating visual things that support the work that people are doing in the city. And that's been a great gift to me. So this is Colleen and her green. So briefly, as you'll see in this, the trophy for this collard green cook-off is called the Colleen. And I actually came up with it because I thought it sounded like collard greens, and it sounds like your aunt that makes collard greens. So that's why it's Colleen and her greens. Oh, can y'all hear too? Can we go off?
Your hands, they work magic in the kitchen. Your collard greens are what I've been missing. Charlie, to make life sweet. Whoa, Charlie, my steady heartbeat. Oh.
You tell people you can't miss my house with like a bag of weed.
Peace and love, what's going on? This is Chef Buddha. If you don't know who I am definitely a culinary artist. Some say I'm a food activist, which I think I'm not, because I do go hard for nutrition. I'm a personal chef, I do catering, we do event planning. I'm part of the Black Spirits, and I'm your all-around culinary buddy. I was not shocked at all. I kind of went into it even before even cooking, knowing that I was going to win it, because I had the idea that if this is a collard green cook-off, I think traditionally everybody's going to cook collard greens the way we were raised and how they were cooked that way. And the way I cook them is totally different. But once I got there and I kind of seen like traditionally all the collard greens was kind of made on the same level, I kind of knew I had like a little advantage, because mine was not only delicious, it was a conversation piece too. The response was nuts. Well, you were there, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy, man, the way they were responding to that. So, and I'm thinking like, sauteed greens with cumin and chili powder, that's not traditionally an American way to cook collard greens. So that's what it was. And I think that's what won it, and the way the greens were cut too. They wasn't so big or leafy. I heard one lady say it was just too leafy to eat. She said yours were cut so nice and fine that it was just like that one little cupful blew her tongue away. So
did you have them greens? Them with the chili? It was because I think he used chili powder, and they weren't in liquid. You know what I'm saying? So they were very savory. So it was just like them green good. Yeah, it was good.
Did you try Buddha's last year?
Yeah.
What did you think about Buddha's?
Oh man, Buddha's was amazing, bro. And then same deal. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the last time I actually had the vegan, like no meat in the greens, was Buddha. So it's always a a good look. You know what I'm saying? To be able to know that you can still get that good taste without resorting to the meat.
I don't know, it just seemed like they was gunning for him. They didn't want him to win. He won the real vote. They was, I think we did like a crowd source, like popular vote type shit, and they was trying to cheat him out of that shit too. You know, everybody was just complaining. His shit was good, man.
It was exciting, but the excitement didn't sink in until like days later, honestly. Because I was just so caught up in the whole, you know, ready for war vibe that once that wore off, I'm like, damn. And then I realized the significance of collard greens culturally with every race around the world. And that's when I was like, just to be in this region and in Detroit to win the first inaugural collard green cook-off, that's an accomplishment.
Peace and blessings. I'm Ramondo Woods II. We are here at Urban Youth Agriculture Farm, my urban farm located on the east side of the city. And today I got a group here, the Greening of Detroit's Green Corp program through the Growing Detroit's Young Talent grant and program through the city. These kids are here today to support me in harvesting, washing, packing, weighing, and facilitating some of the collard greens that we're gonna be harvesting on the farm. So I got started doing this work around 10 years ago after I got a calling from the Most High to do it, my calling directly was to teach and feed the kids. And at the time I didn't know what that meant, but now I think I pretty much got a good grasp on it. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing today in terms of the farm to table lunch, and then getting them in the soil as far as harvesting the collard greens and whatnot.
I was looking at the statue and the detail, and you know, it's a beautiful piece of art. And as I'm looking at that, I like, you know, the artist, Mike, he really put his hands on that, right? Just like how I did the greens.
What up, though? My name is Michael Rose. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. My practice, I would just say, is kind of expressive. I use my art to kind of just speak my mind. I don't really try to save the world or have any big message for anybody in particular, man. I just kind of, you know, do my thing. And like I say, I use it as an expression, an extension to my language. As far as the process of creating it, just simply put, had to make a 3D model of, let's say, of what I envision Colleen to be, print it, then assemble it. After it's assembled, then had to paint it. Hand paint, airbrush, finish clear coat. And then after that, fastened it to a trophy case, and that was the final package.
It's been pretty dope. You know, the Colleen sits right here in the front room. It's been there ever since we brought it home. I keep it kind of shined up. We had put a crown on it. The fact that it's called the Colleen and that it's a female holding greens, that's a great look, because, you know, most of us get our culinary skills from our mothers or our grandmothers and stuff like that. So she represents Big Mama and the tradition where collard greens come from.
Colleen is somebody we've been seeing every day our whole life. Black women been nourishing us for years, man. So really, the inspiration has been around me the whole time. So that's kind of where I was getting my inspiration for the trophy.
So the Colleen, me, Kari, and Piper are coming from somewhere. Where are you coming from?
Neat Love Rose did a 50-year anniversary tribute to women in hip hop.
Right. So we're coming from the tribute, and I'm like, right. And I'm like, hey man, like, what you gonna name the trophy? And Kari's like, I don't have a name for it. He's like, should we? I'm like, yeah, it gotta be a name, like the Oscar or the Emmy or the Grammy or some shit like that. And he's like, well, what you thinking? I'm like, the Colleen
Cause it sound like collard greens, and it sound like your auntie that make collard greens.
But yeah, it's just been here tucked away, you know, and living her life like it's golden, you know, over here. But you know, a few chefs that sent messages and inboxes about they coming for the Colleen, and you know they're gonna get the Colleen, you know, this year, which they don't know if there's gonna be a trophy for each year. So the Colleen is here. It ain't going nowhere, period. And the second Colleen, would the second one be called the Colleen? So Sister Girl will be here again this year in a couple weeks, actually. We setting the spot up just now right for the Colleen #2. And then, like I say, after that, we'll do 3 Colleens and then we're out the game. Hopefully we can be a judge or some type of vibe for the 4th Colleen, because nobody's grabbing, you know, part 2 or part 3 but me. Shout out to the chefs that's in the competition too.
I think it's gonna be hard to take Buddha down, to be honest. I think Chef B, she got a good run right now, and a lot of support. So I'm gonna roll with Buddha taking it home. But if not Buddha, then Chef B right behind.
I've been hearing great things about everybody. I know a couple of the chefs that's I'm going against. I know there's some fierce competition. I heard that one particular chef had like some very flavorful greens. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I can taste them.
I think, I mean, he's the champ. I would say he would be favored to win. To me, it was kind of like a landslide last time. So see what they see what they gonna do this time, man. But they ain't had nothing for him, bro.
My passion around bicycles is not so much on the recreational end, but on like the pragmatic side of things. So like bikes are incredibly efficient, inexpensive machines for traveling around. I mean, especially in a place like Detroit where it is so flat, where there are, you know, paved roads everywhere. It's a good way to unlock the city, and people unlock it for a lot of different reasons, but it's, to my mind, the most accessible, affordable way to do that. And what we do is we increase that, you know, the effectiveness of that by taking away cost as a barrier. You know, something as little as a flat tire, you know, stops someone from getting around, and we remove that obstruction. You know, so I think it's a really good way to relate to the city as a whole is, you know, making it possible to move in the city in a way where you don't have to be worrying about car insurance. You don't have to be worrying about, you know, being late for your job. You don't have to worry about all of these things that, you know, we can take that burden off of people and teach them how to teach other people to do the same thing. You know, it's a generative thing and a sort of like an unlocking of, you know, an unlocking of physical space for people.
Well, I've always loved bikes, and after I retired, I had heard about back alley bikes, and so I decided to come on out over here. And a friend of mine who's no longer with us was a volunteer with me. We lived close together. We used to share rides. Come on down here.
I learned to work on bikes at a similar type of shop at a nonprofit that did bike recycling and education. And so when we moved to Detroit, looking for something similar was really important to me. It was during the pandemic, so back alley was shut down a little bit. And so I just kept coming past and eventually saw a help wanted sign on the door and was like, oh, I would like to help out there. And through a variety of, you know, circumstances, ended up, you know, in the role that I'm in now, which is helping to run it. I feel very lucky to. It's a big challenge, but it's a worthwhile one, and it's been a really good fit for me, and I hope to, live up to it.
One day I was stumbled up on this place by trying to get my bike fixed. And after I got my bike fixed, I came out and there was this guy. He just like, yo, I want this bike. I got this part that I need for this bike. I got the money to get the part, but I don't have the money to get the labor to get them to put it on. I said, what they charging to put it on? He said, man, they want about $15. I only got $5. I said, what you do? Go in there, buy the part. I stand out here, I can put the part on for you. You just give me the $5. So it turned into a thing where I turned into like a little hustle or something, like where I come up here every other day just to see who, need help with certain stuff. Hey man, just go in there and buy the part. I put it on right here. And one of the managers came out to say, hey man, you can't keep doing this, man. I said, man, I ain't doing nothing but helping people. He said, if you want a job, man, you come in here and get an application and bring it back in the morning if you're serious. I said, I'm serious. So he give me the application, I bring it back. Man, I'm out there before he get there to open the shop. He say, oh, you serious, huh? All right, well, come on in here. I get in the place. He like, if you know what you're doing, I want you to take this bike, start taking it apart. So I started taking it apart. He like, all right, stop. And I want you to put it together. And I start putting the pieces back on. He starts seeing me put the pieces. You know what, man? You know what you're doing. I give you the job. He like, but you gotta be here. I said, I'm gonna be here. Man, every day since I got the job, I get here before the people that, run the place here. I'll be out there and they pull up like, damn, man, every day you gonna pull up earlier than us? I say, I'm gonna stay around the corner. I was like, I'm ready to, mess around. Man, this thing, that started in 2016. And ever since then, it was just something in me, just getting up in the morning, knowing I'm on my way to work and I'm about to go do something that just I'm excited to do.
Back Alley Bikes originated with Detroit Summer in 1999. This is what I've come to understand as part of this youth movement, and really in that same mode of unlocking the possibility of doing more than you thought you could do because you got bikes that you can use to move gardening tools around. In the case of how I've had it described to me. And just seeing a need for education and recycling and kind of renewal through taking things that would have been discarded and fixing them up and redistributing them and keeping them in circulation.
And at first I didn't know all this, what tool went for what. It's just I got into that rhythm of I want to learn this more, I want to learn more about this. And I started taking it more serious. I started learning more about what the tools you need to make work for the certain parts of the bike. Man, since then, I started learning more. It just got me more excited of what I'm doing. And every time I thought I knew everything or I knew every part that go to this bike, go to that bike, I run the bikes where I'm like, wait a minute, I don't get this one. And then sometimes the older guys that work there, they didn't tell you. They'll let you just so man, you've been sitting on this bike for a minute, what's up? I'm like, I don't know, man, I don't get this one. He said, you know what? I'm gonna let you figure it out. If I took too long, they come there you still on here? I say, yeah, man. He said, you know what? Let me show you. And you show me how to do it. I'm gonna show you this one time. Show me it one time, I get it. Next thing I know, when I run to that problem, it's not a problem no more. I'm just knocking them out. And it's the more I did that, the more it just made me damn, I got this. I got this more than I thought I had it.
And I learn something every time I come here. You see some old bicycle you never saw, some kind of parts, and you figure out what is this about? And then somebody else knows, and then you get to share more knowledge with the next person that comes in.
And it feel now I'm more of a mission to help people as they come in, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. Some of them get so frustrated because they don't understand the bike or understand what's going on with the bike. So my part is to show them what's going on, to understand why is it going on and how to stop it from going on, to make the bike go on.
And so helping people to get to that place where they feel like they can do this now, where they can, take what was out of their control and bring it into their control.
You know what I'm saying? And some of the people still thank me to this day when they see me, hey man, that day I seen you and I ain't have enough of that tube. And you still went over there, you took the tire and you took the tube out and you gave me that tube and told me don't worry about it. He said, man, I needed that and I got to work. they come back with like a blessing, man. They're just like, you know what? Huh, man, take this. Damn, what's this for? Like, nah, man, I don't need, nah, man, take this, because you really helped me out that day. I needed that, man. And you don't know how much that means to me that day to get where I had to go.
You know, we see every day how important it is to people and how meaningful it is to extend that, I don't know, that sort of empowerment in motion.
And man, it's been joy. Like I can't even explain it sometimes how much, it just make me smile. I mean, you have your days, certain people, but I look at it as too, you get some to try to break your day, you get some to make your day. But however it go, I just make it roll.
That's it, yo. I don't know what we're looking like on time or.
Questions?
Yeah. If anybody has some questions, I'll take questions. What's up? Sydney?
So, you mentioned that this is your first time seeing all these films in sequence together.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that this was your first time seeing all of your films in sequence together.
Right.
What did you discover?
That's a great question. So, it's funny. It feels like, honestly, I mean, it feels like I'm looking at my heart. Like it feels like. Funny thing though. It feels like listening to my albums. It feels like the other things I've done creatively, because it's funny, like for me, I've never really been concerned about the medium. It's always been more so about the expression. And so like the form is just a reflection of the spirit in which I'm motivated to create, I think some of the things that I'm doing visually, I see a cohesiveness that's like, oh, okay, it's making sense together for me. Also, like, I mean, so much of this for me too is like, cosplaying is like all my favorite filmmakers, and so like it's cool to see your perspective, in this case, visually reflected back to you, because the best thing about creating is like having an opportunity to actually make the things tangible that were in your heart the entire time. So, yeah. I don't know to answer your question, but okay.
I'm glad you said that, because I had a comment. It's really quick.
Yeah.
When the sequence first started, I was like, it's crazy. They look like your paintings.
Right.
So it made sense that you said they've been movies playing in your head
Yeah.
the whole time, because your paintings are not tight.
Right.
They feel tight,
Right.
but they look like they're in motion, so
Right.
it makes sense. And as you see the maturity of your work, you got
Yeah.
a little tighter in
Yeah.
your editing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think the biggest thing for me has always been urgency, and like, one thing is that like you can have an infinite vocabulary and still express something limited. And I've known people that have had limited vocabularies that can express what they feel infinitely well. And so for me, it's about understanding the internal resource is the greatest resource. So there's limitation in my knowledge, there's limitation in my tools. But I had a conversation with great filmmaker, Daryl Oluke, that did an incredible documentary that's like one of my favorites called Keeping Time. And we kind of came to the agreement at the same time that care cannot be faked. Understanding can be limited, resources can be limited, but care is apparent in everything that is expressed, if it's there, And so I always focus on that, like one thing I always think about is embarrassment is a learned thing. A baby is learning how to walk, it falls on its face, everybody's laughing at it, it's laughing at everybody, falls again, it's laughing, everybody's laughing, it doesn't know embarrassment, it knows what it desires to come into fruition, and so I take that same thing into the work, like I don't shy away from being a baby in front of everybody. Like I'm perfectly okay with that, because I feel like the the strongest energetic experience is always hurtful action, you know. That's how somebody over here, yeah.
Peace. I was already kind of considering what
What up, Calfani?
Peace. What up, Doc?
I can barely see it.
No, you good. I was already considering an observation I had made in that previous comment about you being a painter. Kind of, it added icing to it. But you know, you use color in a very interesting way in pretty much every piece. You know, it's really prevalent in the music video ones. Like you get the blues and you get the oranges, the yellows, greens, everything. I was curious, what do you interpret that as far as it relates to the artist? What does the color say about the artist you're capturing, or the person, the community? What does that mean to you? And do you feel like you're deliberately expressing something through the use of those colors? Or is that just a natural occurrence of the emotion you feel through what that artist or community is providing?
So I'll preface this by saying, like, I remember Bootsy Collins once was asked, how did you learn how to play bass so uniquely? And he said, nobody taught me the right way. And so for me, I'm actually color grading before I shoot. So once I kind of can tell what the frame is going to be, I'm grading in real time. And for me, it's like and Sydney knows this, I'm an improvisationalist at my core. And I'm all about the way it feels in the moment. So I don't even want, I know like the way in which you do film, you edit, you color grade in post, And for me, it's like, no, I need to see it in the moment because I'm emotionally responding to the mechanics of everything that's in front of me at that particular time. So in terms of color, like with the Don Roland video, like so much of it was about, and that was the one where he was like in the house and in Belle Isle and all of that stuff. Like, for me, it's like so much of it is his spirit dictating what it needs to feel like. Like it was very yellowish in the house. And that was his mother's house, and his mother was gone from that house. And I think looking at it and watching it, I'm seeing like the light of her presence, and there was a warmth to it. And I'm pushing and I'm grading in that moment to kind of like bring tangibility to what the sentiment feels like at that particular time. So it's not necessarily conscious, it's more like intuitive. Like certain moments feel blue, certain moments feel yellows, certain moments feel hot. There's also a moment in the church, and it feels almost hot to me, And I think for him, like at that particular time, like there was a lot of, I think, contemplation of interfaith and kind of a fire desire to move further into understanding what that means for him personally. So a lot of times I'm not consciously thinking about color, same way when I'm painting. I'm not consciously thinking about color. It's more so like being a vessel to just articulate the feeling, And so I'm just pushing the color in directions that my heart is responding to in that particular moment, Yeah.
Over here.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, my brother?
Hey!
First, you never cease to amaze me.
You never cease to amaze me.
For those people in the room who may not know, Sterling is there's a continuity of brilliance in your work, no matter what you do. For those of you who don't know, Sterling can draw, Sterling can rap, Sterling can produce, Sterling can paint, Sterling can do installation, Sterling can do sculpture, he can make movies, he can make music videos. Like, you are amazing. I don't even know if I have a question for you. I just wanted to say, like...
Thank you.
Sterling and I went to high school together, so I've known your creativity for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I've seen 2 of these videos before. All this other work is so new to me, and it's so fresh and wonderful. And I just want to commend you on just being amazing, no matter what the medium. And I think you're such an inspiration to our students here at Cranbrook, who, this is a place where it's all about working interdisciplinary, and trying to find your voice no matter what the materials may be. So thank you. Thank you for being
man.
here,
And I'll say this because like he said, our rap and hip hop was the thing that brought me into culture, that brought me into community and all of those things, And you remember us listening to Souls of Mischief and Wu-Tang and all of that stuff. But the funny thing is, the continuity is that I take what I learned from hip hop into everything that I do, in which it was you think about the 70s, right? You think about, I would say it was like the height of engineering in terms of composing music, and there was a producer, there was an arranger, there was a writer, there was, all of these people working on a particular song. And we were the first generation of kids that didn't have music in school. And so we kind of learned how to create from not having things available, And so, my mentality is still in that vein in which where, you can, I was talking to a friend of mine, incredible director, Jen and Kiru, and she was like, who held the camera? I was like, me? Who did such and such? Like, me? Who did this? Like, me? Right? And for us, it was in the 80s, there was a consolidation of what it meant to produce in terms of now, you're doing all of these things. You're creating the sound completely by yourself, And so I kind of you've heard the term bedroom filmmaker, bedroom artist. I feel like a bedroom filmmaker. I told that to somebody, you saying you do porn? I'm like, no, no, I have consolidated the process down to just this very real expression, and it doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be clean, but it just has to be honest, because just I think about postmodernism, it's so much about a reckoning of what we consider to be of quality in a sense. And for me, it's that shift in the quality being within the care, like I said,
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi. First, thank you so much for that presentation. It was
thank
very
you
wonderful.
for being here.
I have a lot of questions, but one thing is, a few months ago, I've been really thinking about documentation as care, as an act of care, and I am just curious about the role of architecture in your work and how you respond to it, and is it intuitive or is it planned out, and just any thoughts you have around the role of architecture in your work or in healing on the house you mentioned. And
that's funny you say that, because architecture is actually really important to how I think about things, and for me, being a person that at an early age, I was really taken by the Bauhaus and the whole premise of functionality dictating the form and a relationship to the space beyond the structure must be, interwoven. And so for me, I always think about what we consider to be ourself is just the architecture for the spirit that inhabits this home that we call the physical body, And we think about a home at its best being conducive to the quality of our life, you know. And so for me, to your point, like so much of what I do is kind of creating intangible structures that allow people to safely inhabit their ideas full time. And so for me, like that is the thing. Every time I create something for someone to inhabit, you know. And so, but also it has to be functional in terms of it being a space to where it is facilitating their blossoming and their growth, you know. And I'm the litmus test for all of that, excuse me, you know. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Maybe one last question? What's up, man?
What's up? That's the guy. That's Don. That's the guy in the video.
Man, well, the question I had, you pretty much answered it, but I guess I just wanted to say that I felt like anytime like I'm around you, you know, because I always looked at you as like a big brother to me, and I remember one day I thought like, man, this guy, like, he reminds me of like growing up, like being in my granny's house, you know what I mean? Like watching PBS or something like that. Like, you know how PBS just makes you feel so just serene and like tranquil and like everything's gonna be okay, you know? Yeah, it's just like, bro, you just bring such a safe place to like wherever you go. And like, I just feel like, I was gonna ask you, do you intentionally try to bring that to your work, like that familial sort of safe, presence that people can feel even when you're not in the room. But I think you pretty much answered it though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for me, it starts with me too, right? Like I'm first creating the things that I wish to inhabit, you know, and you know, just play and explore, and you know, that's why I want to thank Michael so much for like having me, because it's. Part of me was like chuckling inside. It's like, man, I'm about to present some damn iPhone films at Cranbrook. That's hilarious. But in that though, like so much of what I do beyond just creating a safe place is also mobilization. And it's times we've all have taken in art that felt amazing, and we look and we go, wow, that took a lot of resources to do. That's probably why it's what it is, right? And so I like the idea of someone viewing it, feeling something, and being like, how was that done? What was done with a phone? Well, how much was the app to shoot it with? Like $15. Well, you know, how much is the editing software? It was free. And since I've started doing this, so many people I know are doing this now, you know? And because I take this premise too. To me, there's only two types of people in the world. There's creatives and there's addicts. Peace works from the inside out. Comfort works from the outside in. And so if we become disconnected from our creativity, then we become more likely dependent on comfort. And comfort is only as good as the condition. And so for me, it's like if I can create things that connect people back to their peace, then they step into their creativity to where they aren't tethered to certain things happening or coming into fruition into their lives to feel whole. You know, so for me, it's not about where this takes me. It's on the outside. It's more about where it takes me on the inside, and hopefully other people too, you know. Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
in response to what you just said, like, and after having now seen all these pieces, could you expand a little bit on the idea of using your art to recapture innocence? You said that in the beginning.
Yeah, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I love that. So I've been, and they know, I've been painting since high school. I've been drawing my whole life. I've been making music since the 90s. And I constantly seek out things that disorient me. And so much of our identities can be constructed of what we know. And so, like, we can ultimately become prisoners to our own preferences at some point. But when you step into the unknown to create, you're drawing from infinity. Because if you're creating from knowledge, you're drawing from limitation. So for me, it's like to constantly put myself in the space of the unknown is to constantly be within infinite possibilities in life. You know, so for me, it's like, it's all right to get on a surfboard and wiping out. Like, I wipe out all the time. But there's also a beauty to wiping out. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, you know, just detaching from a particular outcome. And so if I can completely trust my experience of love in the process, then I can let go of the outcome and also understand that the outcome is ultimately just going to be a reflection of the process anyway. You know? And I think it's easy to be completely accepting of what the process needs to be when you don't know how to navigate through what it is you're trying to create anyway. And so for me, this disorientation of making films now goes back into informing my painting, my music, and everything else. You know? But I appreciate so much y'all coming and spending almost an hour watching stuff that I just made, having fun with myself. So I love y'all sincerely for that, man. I really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Thank you, my dear. It was superb watching all of that. Alicia, thank you for your question about architecture, because this is one of the things that I was noticing, the role of architecture, but also from the architecture, very innovative way of editing, cutting the architecture scenes in Detroit, all the way to the Detroit youth agriculture and the sort of the social practice part of that. So I'm hoping that we can pursue some of these conversations. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Molly Beauregard is waiting for some of us, so I'm going to fly away with our guest. Sterling, thank you very much. Give it up.